All right, welcome back to the SKTLs Weekly Community Volunteer Crypto Call. With us, we have hedge fund analyst Bryce back in the background there. What's going on, Bryce? Hedge fund manager Cody Willard from tradingwithcody.com. Mr. Joe Anderson is also with us with special guest behind him. Who is that? American Badass.
Remember we called Joe an American Badass last week for his title?
Yes.
Yeah. His shirt now says he wore a shirt this week that says American Badass.
There you go.
I'm gonna start selling this stuff. You can't see it very well.
What is the character? Is that
it's Uncle Sam. It's angry Uncle Sam.
Oh.
Okay. Much
Where
better.
am I going? Right there.
There you go.
Yeah, angry Uncle Sam. American Badass.
That's pretty.
I need to fix that a little bit. The AME needs little.
It looks like
extra.
It almost looks like you're like a Puerto Rican badass because it says Rican badass, and you can't read the AME.
I know, and it needs a little more white stroke around the AME. We'll get that fixed.
Yeah,
these will be out on.
White as in the letter of the color of the letters, not necessarily the people.
The outline. But yes, okay.
Yeah, just clarifying. Yeah. And but for the record, I'm all about Puerto Rican badasses too. American badasses, Puerto Rican badasses. Pretty much anybody's a badass I'm cool with.
I only did this because that's what you proclaimed last week. So
it is. And Joe, I fully embrace the concept that you are an American badass. So yes, sir.
Good.
So what do we got here? Do you want to talk about some space stuff, some stock stuff, crypto stuff? What do we want to do?
Well,
where's Dan Geraci? Why is Dan not here? Is he in London apparently doing space stuff?
Yeah, he's doing space stuff. So
it seems reasonable.
His job. And you heard his feelings last week, so he said he's taking a week off.
I was say we can keep talking about Stanley Kubrick directing the moon landing, but I mean,
oh man! So last week after we had the call, Bryce and I went to YouTube and searched fake moon landing documentary, and we watched this like 45-minute thing about that was I'm not sure if it was supposed to make us doubt the moon landing, but when we finished it, we were both like, now we landed on the moon. Definitely landed on the moon. It did exactly opposite of what it was supposed to do. Yeah.
Most of the conspiracy theories were really hard to believe.
Really silly. Really silly.
Well, it's funny. I saw something on, I don't know what it was, on Instagram or something, and Neil Tyson deGrasse, whatever his name was, they were actually talking about it. And they're saying what these people don't understand is they don't understand photography. And they're like, where's all the stars? It's like, well, because it's so bright, right? It has to shut down so much that you're not getting the ancillary light from the stars. So people just need to understand photography. Trust me, they were there.
So
we should do a vote. When you look at it through a telescope, it burns your eye if it's like a full moon. I mean, it's like legit. So, and it's close enough that you can see the Maria and the craters and all. There you go. Hey, we got show and tell today. Excellent.
Yeah, I have a. Wow, what is that? Oh, that's my frame. I have a giant telescope at home, and indeed, if you look at the moon without a filter on it, I mean, it hurts. It hurts the eye. Yeah, it's like a giant spotlight being shown right in the pupil, in the, what do you call it? What do you call this part? Iris. No, what do you call the part that goes up and down?
Right.
Pupil.
Pupil dilated.
Pupil. Yeah. Thanks. Pupil. Yeah, we'll go with pupil. Yeah. We're not biologists over here. We're spaceologists.
Well, speaking of space, you just wrapped up your weekly Trading with Cody call. I have not checked the log yet or read over it, but were there any space questions? Usually there are. And,
there were. One of the questions was, I'll just read it to you. Let's see here.
I believe there might have been one about SpaceX and Rocket Lab too, if I was reading it last night.
That is correct. Here we go. Today's the 13th. He says, Cody, you've previously said that the space marketplace is going to be $1 trillion economy. Rocket Lab hasn't taken off yet, while it seems that SpaceX valuation continues to soar. Is SpaceX going to be the only winner in the space, no pun intended, or is this market sleeping on Rocket Lab? Do we need to just continue to be patient with Rocket Lab, etc.? My answer was that, look, SpaceX is the gorilla. Rocket Lab is a baby chimp. Rocket Lab could grow up to be a big monkey someday, but it's got to execute and navigate and deliver on its bigger rockets, the Neutron rocket that it's supposed to be building and hopefully is getting there. Without a doubt in my mind, the space revolution will indeed be a huge multi-trillion-dollar economy in, let's call it 10 to 20 years. Within 5 years, it'll be hundreds of billions. It's probably already several hundred billion, actually, if you go all-inclusive for global space economy, including China, Russia, etc. But the whole idea behind the space revolution and why I am so bullish and excited about the space revolution, look at that chart on Rocket Lab. It's terrible. SpaceX over that same time frame has quadrupled in valuation. I am an investor, a much larger position in SpaceX than Rocket Lab in my hedge fund, as a matter of fact. And we bought more SpaceX earlier this year while we've trimmed some of our Rocket Lab after it rallied.
But to be fair, trading with Cody subs, we're buying if you took the alert under $4. So
I said repeatedly to do so. But regardless, look, the whole concept of space and why I get so bullish and excited about it is because the costs to get into space, launch costs, are going de minimis. It gets cheaper and cheaper every year to send satellites to space. The capabilities of what you can do with those satellites is increasing exponentially. And in another, let's say 10 years out, the Starship from SpaceX will be taking people and equipment and factory stuff and all kinds of things to space on a daily basis at a price that is like flying from Ruidoso to Hong Kong, from New Mexico to China. Like, it'll be thousands of dollars for me to go get on a Starship and go to space. And as that happens, people will come up with new ideas, new applications, new services, new things to do in space. Tourism is clearly going to be some of it, but they're going to have factories in outer space for semiconductors and biotech and drugs and pharma and anything that you need to make in a closed environment with no dust particles getting on your chips or your drugs. They'll do it in space because there's no dust particles floating around up there. There is space debris, which is why SKTLs exist, to clean up that space debris. But the space debris is not dust. And you'll put the factory somewhere that the space debris is not going to hit it, hopefully.
I think someone this week printed a meniscus on the space station, or they grew a human meniscus. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
See? There you go. They are constantly doing experiments at the International Space Station to learn more about the things they can grow in space. And in say 3 years, Axiom Space is going to have space station, at least one space station up there that is going to be doing some experimenting with that. Bryce, who's that other company we see all the time that's
Varda?
Varda, VARDA Space is another company, and that they're focused on, and we might even share a screen there. Let's pull up Varda.
What is it? ISM in space manufacturing?
Here, I'll share my screen here. Where'd I go? Varda. There we go. So we create products that defy gravity's constraints on Earth by using, I was just supposed to be highlighting it. By using our spacecraft as a manufacturing and test platform in space, these products are then brought back to Earth using our autonomous reentry capsules. They're saying that like it's present tense. We might want to say we're going to do that to be a little more accurate there, Varda. But yeah, that's the whole idea. Varda is a leader, is a leader in this concept of building stuff in space, especially drugs. And they are they've been raising some money at a multi-billion-dollar valuation. So people believe it, at least for now. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rocket Lab got crushed yesterday. The stock, if you pull up that chart again, you don't need to. People saw it already. But look, the CEO, Peter Beck, sold 5% of his shares, about 20 million something dollars. You can understand people selling it when the CEO is selling some. I mean, after all, the company came public at 10. It's currently at 6. And he's selling some now at 6. So, yeah, you can see people losing a little bit of confidence when the CEO sells some. His reason, at least to the public, was tax purposes and to fund a charitable foundation for, the Peter Beck Charitable Foundation, blah, blah, blah. Ask Elon Musk what he thinks about charitable foundations.
Doesn't he, the CEO of Rocket Lab, he still has like a ton of stock, right? So this wasn't really significant. It's not like he blew out his position or anything.
No,
like
he kept 95%. So, he's got $400 million worth of it still. But, I didn't like seeing him sell. Like, yeah, man, come on. He came public at 10. Wait till it gets at least back to 12 or something before you sell. Have some faith. Yeah.
What else? Any other questions that were space related, or was that the main one?
That was about it for space. I was, as I mentioned earlier, on a call with, I'll be speaking. We'll put the link in chat here. I'll be speaking at a space event in Albuquerque in 2 weeks. And what's interesting about New Mexico in particular is it does not have like a VC presence at all in New Mexico. It's not exactly famous for the venture capitals being concentrated here. But you look out over the last 3 to 5 years, New Mexico, both venture capitalists, the state itself, and individuals, there's a space economy building here. Part of it's the Space Force is concentrated partly in Albuquerque. Yeah, there you go. The Ingenuity Venture Fund and Investor Symposium. That's very nice. How'd you do that, Cabana?
I knew where to look.
All right. Well done.
Resourceful.
And I'll be speaking on September 26th at 10:30 a.m. at the Hotel Albuquerque in Old Town, which is a cool area, frankly. Albuquerque sort of sucks, but that part of Albuquerque is nice. Yeah, but there is a burgeoning economy around investing and building companies in Albuquerque, in New Mexico. There's more space companies in New Mexico than I've even heard of. It's like almost every week I hear of another space company here in New Mexico, and it's growing. It's frankly very exciting to see some of that. And if I'm right that in 10 years, it's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, getting your buckets out there in front of it right now is like figuring out how to start investing in the app and smartphone revolution in 2007, 2008, when the smartphone and Android phones were about to hit. You've got to get out there beforehand. You need to learn about this stuff beforehand, start triangulating the winners, and get your bucket in front of the $1 trillion stream of money that's coming. Yeah.
And that's how multiples are made.
That is how you catch a 100-bagger.
No promises, but that's how the 100-baggers
I
are
do
caught.
promise there will be 100-baggers in the space revolution. I do not promise that any company I've mentioned is going to be one of them.
We can hope. But
Yeah,
yes.
I do believe SpaceX will be the most valuable company in the universe, in the known universe, in 10 years. But, that only means it's 3 or 4 trillion, maybe $5 trillion at that point. 10 trillion. $10 trillion market cap for SpaceX in 10 years. No promises.
Just predictions.
Prediction.
Yeah.
Forward-looking statement.
Yeah, can you go grab one of the? Let's read the disclosures. Forward-looking
With some of the other things going on with Tesla, they're going to be right behind.
Probably. Look, Tesla's got several different kickers. What we call $1 trillion kickers. Tesla's been the biggest position in my hedge fund for 4.5 years, still is, and the Dojo computer is what at Morgan Stanley, Adam Jonas, the analyst over at Morgan Stanley, upgraded Tesla this week, made it Morgan Stanley's number one pick this week. The stock was up 10% on Monday after that upgrade. And he was all about the Dojo computer and the idea that Dojo, what it is it's a giant artificial intelligence-based computing system that Tesla has built from the ground up, designed from the ground up. They've got a bunch of NVIDIA chips in it and a bunch of their own designed AI chips in it called the D1. And the idea is that eventually they'll be able to use the cell like Amazon Web Services. You'll be companies, enterprises, individuals will be able to create applications and services and build their own AI concepts on the Dojo computer, just renting out the capacity and the technology itself. I think that's great. I think it's totally a possibility that is I've been writing about it since I looked it up during chat today because someone asked me about it. December 1st was the first time I wrote that Tesla's Dojo computer will be able to be like Amazon Web Services and will create hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap. Adam Jonas caught up to me 9 months later, 10 months later. But, he's paid the big bucks over there at Morgan Stanley. What can you do? Regardless, the Optimus robot is what I'm trying to get at. Elon's talked about that there could be more than one Optimus robot for every human being on the planet. So that would be in, say, 5 years, we're talking 8 billion people on the planet. That'd be in 10 years, maybe 10 to 15 billion Optimus robots running around. If that is true, Tesla's going to be worth more than SpaceX.
That's a lot of manufacturing of robots.
That is. But if there is any company that can figure out how to manufacture those robots profitably, it's probably Tesla.
We're going to need Will Smith to be on the prowl, making sure that they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes. What, Bryce?
After you make the first 100 robots, then you just make the robots make more robots, and it's compounding, so exponential.
My man thinking it through, right? The robots make the robots in 5 years.
Exponential.
So then we'll have artificial intelligence.
They're rewriting the code on the Dojo.
Yeah, it's all the future, man. But talking crypto right now, let's go to shift gears for just a moment. Bitcoin's come right back down to where it was before. The potential of BlackRock receiving ETF approval. Thanks for the word there. As I say most of the time, all roads in crypto, all roads in currency lead to Bitcoin. SKTLs, I think, is great because we do take and donate tens of thousands of dollars worth of SKTL cryptocurrency tokens to companies that are dedicated to cleaning up space debris. And that's great and everything like that. But as an actual currency, a store of value, a trading currency, an exchange of value currency, all roads lead to Bitcoin. So there you go.
There you go. I did have one more in my pocket here.
Oh, let's
Just-
hear it.
Well, I just saw the story actually on the TV last week, and it's a very quick read. If I can just pull it out, I just thought it was interesting. It mentioned NASA and space actually has to do with lithium mining, but U.S. officials block lithium mining in the desert flat used to calibrate satellites. So federal officials blocked, and this was a few months ago, lithium mining in the heart of Nevada's Railroad Valley, which it looks awesome if you've ever seen the live shots and pictures from out there. It's like a dry lake bed. It's like flat, filled with lithium, evidently. And NASA says they need it to calibrate satellites used for, among other things, forecasting weather and studying climate change. So, of course, all the lithium miners are like, guys, we have all these resources and you're blocking it for, these reasons. So it's just like another governmental thing to where, gets in the root of business and whatnot. But
I'll take the other side of it.
Yeah.
The fact is that you can build your own brine plant that creates lithium in a giant field just like that. And there's no reason there's more lithium ability to create lithium than there is demand for lithium over the next 10 years. There's certainly an exponential growth of demand for lithium for EV cars and batteries of all sorts. But the flip side is, man is always, when there's that kind of demand, there will be all kinds of innovation about to produce more and more lithium. And you don't have to, it's not like gold or something where you have to go find a mine and then pull it out of the ground. Lithium is brine. Like you just make it.
yeah, and apparently this is like the largest known source and it's easy to get. And I guess that's why they want to use it for that.
Here's what if you really want to do something, here's what you do. You go mine all that lithium, and as you mine each acre, you replace that lithium with solar arrays. And then the solar array could be right there, and that giant mirror-looking thing from the solar arrays could be your thing that the satellites use to calibrate.
There you go. We have solved the problem.
Took me 8 seconds. Wow. Yeah.
See, that's why we bring these things on the show to.
Yeah. I wish Dan was here. He'd have some pushback on everything I'm saying. You know that much.
Take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah. I get to feel like an American badass today, Joe Anderson-ish.
I'm gonna send you this shirt.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Maybe after you wash it, though.
I need to make a new one that you can read it better.
Yeah, you do. You need a lighter shirt. Yeah.
That's all I had.
See how on my shirt I did yellow on black, not black on black.
It's the sublimation process. It's a different process. You can only go darker over lighter. You can't sublimate white.
Sublimation? Is that the word?
Sublimation. Yeah. We have these giant printers. They print 6 feet wide. It's like a giant inkjet. And it prints 500 meters every couple hours of 64-inch wide paper. And then you take that paper and you put it through a giant heat press that has a big giant oil-filled drum. And so you put the paper like on top of a towel or a shirt or whatever, and it runs through this heat press. And when it heats the ink up on the paper, it gases out onto whatever your substrate is. And it permanently affixes the ink to the polyester fibers of your whatever you're doing.
Is that behind you? Is that the building you're in right now? Has that printing thing?
Yeah, I'm just in the office.
Can we see that sometime? Can
go
you
for a tour sometime?
Yeah, we want to see a tour. Walk around and show us. That sounds cool.
Okay. Yeah,
it has nothing to do with space or crypto, but I love learning stuff and seeing
it's cool
stuff, like how it's made. We'll do a how it's made version of a SKTLs volunteer call.
I mean, your pillow was made the same way, and then it was sewn together and filled with stuff.
This is from the American badass himself, Joe Anderson, sent me this. I'm very proud of it. Make some space. You guys get it. Cleaning up space debris. SKTLs space debris token. You guys watching didn't know that we were also comedy here at the SKTLs space debris.
Make some space on the couch. Move over. Yeah.
That's true.
The double entendre. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Triple entendre if you could make that somehow, like, you know.
It
No.
fell. But, okay.
Yeah. All right, last question or comment. Let's do this.
Yeah, chat. There's a few people in chat. Say hello because we're gonna go goodbye.
Hi, everybody. Hi, chat. Hi, chat peeps.
Or not in chat, but watching. So yeah.
Yeah.
They're
All
awfully
right.
silent. So yeah.
All right. Well, we like to keep it at 30 minutes. We're at 29 minutes. I think that's close enough. Bryce,
All right.
what last words? Come on, Bryce. Something wise and funny about space.
We said that Rock Lab is the last space back standing right before it crashed, so we're not going to tweet about Rock Lab for a while. Don't tweet about your favorite stocks. That's the moral of today's.
That's a good rule.
Yeah, you can jinx stuff by talking about it. I don't know if you know that, but
Is MP Materials, is that SPAC?
that was a Chamath spec. Chamath
Okay.
Palapitalia
Yeah.
himself, the guy that I was mocking last week that nobody understood my mocking.
You were a big fan of him. I
Never.
That's not what I deduced from.
I
that,
just
but
want to be clear that
keep
he was
going.
being sarcastic.
Yes,
We are
very much.
not endorsing Chamath on this at this house.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Bryce sent me the nerve of this guy. He knows my feelings on Chamath and Jason Calcanis and the guys who do the All In podcast. And he sends me a text last night. He's like, yo, check it out. The All In conference had Elon Musk at it. He wanted me to watch that shit. I'm not watching Chamath. I'm not. I can't do it. It'll just make me angry. Guy should go to jail. Hey, I don't know if he needs to go to jail. I don't know if he broke any laws, but didn't do right by his investors, and now he's talking shit to people, and that just irks me to no end. So,
And on that note,
let's end on a better note. Peace,
okay.
love, and happiness. The space revolution, $1 trillion. God bless, rock and roll, all of that stuff.
And see you next week.
All right, cool. Thanks, Cabana.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Joe.